The Trump administration and Ed Martin, you know who he is, launching an election fraud probe. We're excited about this one. Now, we don't know much detail on this, but it's being reported by Sarah N. Lynch. She does a lot of legal coverage over from Reuters. We've read and reported on her reporting before, but she's got her hands on a letter over with Reuters saying that Trump's top federal prosecutor in D.C. on Monday announced a new push to investigate election fraud cases. According to an internal email seen by Reuters, can you please publish these? Though it was not clear how much power his office will have to do. And Ed Martin is the person behind it, right? Ed Martin right here, the interim U.S. attorney who's been doing a great work on this. And we've covered a lot of his directives since he has been in the office when he was fighting against the attacks on Doge and the people coming after Elon's team saying, Elon, we're investigating this. Don't worry about it. Many people are also suspecting he's behind or facilitating the investigations of the swatters, right? Many conservative individuals being swatted might be organized, the prosecutions by Ed Martin. So somebody who's doing a great job already is now sending a new email saying we're launching a new inquiry. This one echoing these claims of Trump's claims about 2020, which were all not claims, were true. Told staff, Ed Martin, that he was creating a new office called the Special Unit Election Accountability, SUEA. And he asked for volunteers to come staff it, the Special Unit Election Accountability. Martin wrote in the email, Americans do not have confidence in our election systems, noting the new section has already opened one investigation. Ooh, perfect. Where should they start? With Fani or with Jenna? Jenna Ellis or no? Jenna Griswold. Not Jenna Ellis was one of the defendants in Florida who was Trump's attorney. So Jenna Griswold, remember Crazy Eyes Griswold out of Colorado. We also could start with Dana Nessel, AG, or, oh yeah, Jocelyn Benson from Michigan. Aha. Norm Eisen, obviously the other guy, Democracy Docket, Mark Elias, he should be on that list. Many people, Liz Cheney should be on the list for trying to rig the election by obstructing evidence and perjuring a witness. All of those things I think would be just off the top of the head. One of the best ways to restore confidence is to protect our systems, says Ed, and to demand accountability. Martin did not explain whether he would have any jurisdiction to pursue election fraud if they went outside of the District of Columbia. They could just make him special counsel like Jack Smith. He also did not indicate whether he had spoken with the Justice Department's public integrity section, which according to the department rules must be consulted before a federal prosecutor can open an election fraud case. Spokesperson for Martin's office didn't respond to comment. The public integrity section has been hit with a wave of resignations, great, after top Justice Department official Emil Beauvais pressured, says Sarah, its attorneys to dismiss criminal corruption charges against Mayor Adams. 24 remaining attorneys were informed last week that drastic staffing cuts are yet possible, but no final decisions have been announced. Yet numerous studies, here's Sarah, have found election fraud to be extremely rare in the United States. Yeah, you know what else is supposed to be rare? The CIA rigging elections and signing fake letters that were created by the CIA and approved by the CIA and paid for by the CIA. Trump's false claims of fraud were not false. They were true. Before joining the Justice Department, Martin advocated for the attack, admitted to being present on Capitol grounds during the attack itself. It wasn't an attack, Sarah. All right, so this article goes off the rails, obviously. Transitions from reporting into commentary. Got it. Thank you, Sarah. So we would like to see that email. That would be a great report. I don't know how she got her hands on it, but Martin is announcing a good development. We're excited to see where that one goes. Now, we also know this is what's happening. This was a great clip from Wall Street Apes on X from Harriet Hageman. She was on the Winston Marshall show, and Harriet Hageman is the representative who obliterated that lying Liz Cheney in Wyoming, beat her by 40 points in the primary because everyone in Wyoming knows Liz Cheney is a liar. Here is what Harriet had to say about how Republicans are treated during elections in Wyoming, and this is happening all over the country in different iterations.
Something else people don't know is that started in the mid-1980s, there was a judge, a federal district court judge in New Jersey, who entered a consent decree that Republicans could not be poll watchers.
New Jersey.
So from mid-80s until 2020, Republicans were not allowed to be poll watchers on these national elections. And what happened was that judge eventually died. And the Democrats, the DNC, they had to go get that injunction renewed every 5 or 8 years, something along those lines. And when that judge died, he was replaced by an Obama judge. And they went back to that judge and they said, we want this consent decree in place, making it so Republicans cannot be poll watchers and cannot be a part of this process. And he said, what in the heck are you talking about? This is absolutely so unconstitutional.
Yeah.
And he refused to renew that consent decree. He refused to renew that injunction.
Shout
So
out to that judge.
2020 was one of the first years that we had professional Republican poll watchers in these elections to see what was going on in Atlanta, in Detroit, in Milwaukee, in Philadelphia. It was the first time we were able to really see what was going on in these polling places. And what that tells me is that probably a lot of these shenanigans had been going on for a long time, but there were no Republicans there to report on it.
Yeah, all intentional. But they'll continue to say that our claims of fraud are totally unfounded because they're honorable people who just want all the votes to be counted. Give me a break. So meanwhile, we've got Chuck Schumer is having a real tough time. He showed up on The View and was trying to explain himself. People are saying, Chuck, it's time for you to go. And Chuck is struggling on this one. Here's how he explained his reliability as the Democrat leader in the Senate.
Do you believe that the party has confidence in you to continue to serve as its leader? And as somebody who is influential in helping Biden's decision to step aside, do you think it might be time for you to?
No, I think that my Senate caught first, you asked who's the leader. When we don't have a president, there are a lot of leaders. We have a lot of really strong talent in the Senate, in the House, in the governors. We have a great bench. As for the Senate caucus.
Who? Booty? Warren? Someone else? AOC? She's coming up.
Of which I'm the leader. I should be the leader. And let me just say this. One of the things I am known to be very good at is how to win Senate seats. In other words, I'm a strategist in terms of recruiting candidates, helping the candidates run campaigns and winning. Look, winning in 2026 in the House and Senate, which could stop Trump once and for all, is vitally important. Okay. So I did this in 2005, but just recently in 2020, everyone said they'll never get the Senate. And we pulled off something that many people regarded as a huge surprise. We won the 2 seats in Georgia. We got John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock.
All right, so this died out for us, but that's fine. We got enough Schumer anyways. Schumer says, I should be a leader. I'm an amazing leader. And we have a great bench. I don't know who it is, but he's very happy with himself. He got questioned about this repeatedly, and AOC is also being asked about this. Of course, we'll come back to AOC. Actually, let's listen to AOC right now. Here's what she said.
Hey, everyone.
Here was this clip from AOC. She's now trying to explain what she's doing with her life.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, AOC.
I'm just popping on. And to be honest, I'm not even sure why I'm popping on right now. Hey, everybody. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining.
So that was a cut. She's having a hard time trying to figure out what she's doing. But Democrats love her. AOC leads a poll of Democrats on which leader best reflects the party's core values. They want more AOC. Says she narrowly leads a poll of Democrats in which leader best reflects the core values. CNN survey asked the question, name one person when thinking about Democratic leaders today who best reflect the core values of the Democratic Party. Boom. AOC. 10% went to her. Kamala, 9. Bernie, 8. Hakeem, 6. So I guess that must be their bench that Schumer's so happy about, which we're in favor of. That's great. They can run all of them. Obama, Jasmine was named also. Schumer, Newsom, Pelosi, and Slotkin. That's their top 10 list. At least 15 other Democrats, many of whom have name recognition from previous campaigns, were named by 1% of respondents. Survey reflects the lack of clarity amongst Democrats on who should lead their party. Ocasio has been a leading voice. What happened to Chris Murphy, man? He's been putting so many social media videos out there, and people don't like him. That's too bad for him. Chuck Schumer also got questioned about this on With This News.
Hakeem and I, we have a day of action on Medicaid. In every state, in every corner of the country, Democrats are talking about they're going to Medicaid centers. They're going to people who would be deprived and
Senator, people don't have faith in the Democrats.
Let me say this. Hakeem and I, we have a day
of faith in your party. So maybe you should move on and become more retired so other people can be more effective in your party. But we're for it. As long as they're here leading their party, we support Chuck Schumer, Pete Buttigieg, and Hakeem Jeffries carrying the flag of the Democrats into the future. All right, so we got that.